Memuna Kadiri. She's the medical director of Pinnacle Medical Service. Let's put a hand for Jesus as she comes. Let's clap for Jesus as she comes.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great honor to be here, and I'm quite happy that, to an extent, I was able to, in a way, I got the memo for the dress code, though I wasn't told what color I should. And so even if I don't have the tie, I have the black dress. So it's good to be here, and I'm talking on health. I'm talking on health because whatever we do, health is very integral to our well-being. And once you are not healthy, in fact, you even be sitting down here. The reason why you are here is because you are totally healthy, or you can manage to be here because of your state of health is above an average. So before we even start, how many of us have done their health checks this year? I didn't say blood pressure. I didn't say because you had malaria, you went to do malaria check. How many of us in this hall have done their full medical checks? Today is April 3rd. How many of us can really say I've done mine? I'm only seeing one hand. I can see everybody, by the way. So 2 hands. My ogas on this side, they didn't raise their hand. And most of them here, they are like above 60. Full medical checks. Today is April 3rd. How many of us have had full? Look, when it comes to your health, we know there is God, definitely. But even that God also has given you that grace to go do certain things for yourself. We know that. How many of us, just 3 hands I saw, and I'm sure we have over like 300, 400 people in this hall. How many of us here have had full medical checks? And we just talked about investment. And we know some of us are also in business. And most of us will have had our business plan, our business strategy plans, what to do, how to get more money, how to buy more lands, how to invest in our children's school fees, and all that. And you haven't even checked your health status. So do I have a promise that after this conference, we are going to go check our hair? Just check. We are no longer in the days of what I don't know will not kill me. These days, it comes before. So please just check whatever it is. Check your liver, check your kidneys, check blood pressure, which is just very superficial. It's not as deep as ECG or echogram. They will even tell you to go and do an echocardiogram. If you haven't done your ECG, that will indicate that you should go for further tests. Your liver function test, your electrolyte, urea, and creatinine. We are going through a lot of heat. And I'm sure a lot of us have been very dehydrated. And that can actually deplete what we call the electrolyte that God has given us already in our system. And if you don't do that, you will not know whether your sodium has reduced. You will not know whether your potassium has reduced. You will not know certain electrolytes or even your hormones in your system that are depleted, that you may just need that extra food or extra support to boost you up. So please, it's very basic for us to, as you plan for the year, also plan your health. Anyone with a serious headache or migraine here will not be here. Anyone that didn't sleep so well last night will be sleeping now. Anyone that is even feeling feverish will already assume he or she has malaria. And that's why the World Health Organization is now saying, do not treat malaria if you haven't done tests. Fever is not synonymous with malaria. Fever can give rise to 1,001 diseases. Because if you continue treating malaria and it doesn't go, you will treat typhoid and it doesn't go, you will change hospital. It doesn't go, you will change doctor. Meanwhile, it was never fever. Rather, it was never malaria, but you were treating malaria. So please do ourselves, all of us, service. Treat yourself, not because you already know it's malaria. Your health center can do a whole lot. Your doctor, don't look for specialists. When you have an illness, go to your primary health care center. That is the first place. Your family physician, that is the first place. Your organization, the clinic, Rccg clinic, start from there. Unless maybe you already know you have a cut or you have a fracture and you know the exact doctor to go to. Start from the basis. Don't assume it could be malaria. It may not be, maybe an inner swelling that is just manifesting as no fever or you are not eating well. Don't assume all that is malaria. Where are my slides? I think maybe we may not do slides. I hardly even like to use slides because I believe when we interact, it goes a long way for us to know. So I'm not here to give a lecture. I don't like talking like professor versus students. We are not. We are more or less like going through, if you have any issue when it comes to health, we do the health talk. It's very key. So we are here on health. So is that supposed to be, where is the slide? Where is the direction? Okay, either way, okay. So I'm generally supposed to talk on health matters, but I do know that a lot of us understand what it is to, if you are having hypertension, if somebody around you has diabetes, if you are asthmatic, if you have ulcer, you know, we understand a whole lot about our physical health, but a lot of us do not understand when it comes to our emotional health, what we generally know as mental health. A whole lot of us. So when we are going to break it down, we want to talk of practicality. I'm sure quite a number of people did not understand between 11 to 1 p.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. this afternoon, quite a number of us were feeling a bit sleepy, but you will understand that that is normal. Between 11 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., you sometimes may drift off to sleep. It's a time that your body is also getting, you know, well regulated. So you may be feeling sleepy, and you say, why am I feeling sleepy? But I slept so well last night. It's a kind of a normal thing that can happen to any one of us. How many of us took breakfast? Breakfast. All of us? Why is breakfast so important? Where is our second mic? Why is breakfast so important? Sorry? So what? Okay. Is there any other person that has anything to say why we have breakfast? Yes, ma'am. To what? We need a mic, please, so that everybody can appreciate what she's saying. She said what? I didn't get that, so that she can. Okay, the mic is not working. Anyone in front that heard what she said to translate so I can echo it out. To tell sugar level. Okay, that's what she said. Okay, to test the sugar level. Any other person that has a reason why we take breakfast? Okay, okay. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
To make sure that you are at alert.
To make sure we are alert. Sir, what did you say again on this side? To boost the brain. You know, at night, naturally, whether you are trying to drink coffee, or you take cola nuts, or you put your legs inside water not to sleep, when sleep comes, you cannot cheat nature, right? You will sleep. And the moment you sleep, you are practically dead. What the major organs that are functioning at that point in time, your heart and your brain. And because you are sleeping, that means no activity done, including eating. It means automatically when you go to bed and sleep at night, you are fasting. So when you wake up in the morning, what do you do after fasting? That is why that name breakfast is not just a fancy name. Breakfast. You have just broken your fast. So it is very essential that you break your fast. Even if you are on that diet side, that I'm watching my weight. Why is it so essential? Because as you slept and as you fasted, all your organs were also fasting. You need them to work optimally. So when you break your fast, you re-energize your brain, you re-energize your liver, you re-energize your lungs. Every organ is re-energized. So even if you don't want to eat something big, take something light. There is tea, there is apple, there are fruits. Just take something to break your fast so that you can be more alert. Your concentration will be better. You'll be more focused. There'll be better clarity of thoughts. Your energy level is boosted. And likewise, why we encourage early morning exercises. It's not that night is not good if you are the very busy type. Night is good. But that early morning exercises, what it does to your system is that it allows it to release the happy hormones called endorphins. And once that is released, how do you know that endorphins are released? The moment you start sweating. It comes with it. So even if you are not pouring sweat, but you know that little sweat is coming out of your body, that means your endorphins are also now being released. You are a bit happier. It gets you started for the day. And I did not say go and do exercise like Mary Oyali or Blessing or Kagbari. You are not preparing for Olympics. No. Brisk walk is just fine. Brisk walk. You are in a one room. You can walk around the one room. You can skip if you are healthy enough to skip. You have arthritis, please, you may not go into that. You have a heart problem, please, you may not go into that. But if you are still in your 20s, 30s, early 40s, and you think you are strong enough, skipping is very good. But the most important thing with what the World Health Organization has said is 30 to 45 minutes brisk walk 3 times a week. You are okay. If weight loss comes with it, fine. But what you aim to achieve is fitness. So leave all those slim people that are saying, I'm slim, I don't need exercise. It's a lie. They need it for fitness. They need it for better functioning. So your exercise is also very key. Very, very key. Likewise, your sleep. Who are those from Lagos? Who are those that came from Lagos? Raise your hands now, Lagosians. We are endangered species. Leave Ibadan, your people. They can go home for lunch and come back. Lagosians, can you really do that? If you go, you look for 1,000,001 reasons not to come back. Because Lagos is a very stressful place. Very stressful because the city is highly populated. There's a lot of vehicular traffic and so many other issues that are going on. So when we talk about stress, so the reason why we are doing this today is actually for us to unlearn certain things we've known that truly they are not, in a way, facts. They are myths. Learn new things and relearn. You cannot go wrong with learning. It's very key. Continuous learning is what each and every one of us must imbibe. And when it comes to our health, at least one thing you've already learned is that the name breakfast is because you fasted overnight and you broke the fast. So breakfast. By the time you are telling your child, I say, oh really, mommy, I didn't know. That is very nice. I didn't know the name had a true meaning. At least you learned that. So for us, it's very key that you understand the basics. Because what are the major things that can make you have a health challenge? Stress. And that's what I was asking my Lagos people. I left Lagos 7 a.m. I got here almost 11:30. How many hours is Lagos to redeem? 4 hours. Manpower loss. People were getting angry on the road. Cars were bashing each other. No, in fact, we're listening to Traffic FM so that we know the updates. But upon that, these are challenges. So when it comes to stress regarding traffic, I wanted to start from that. That's why I brought about Lagosians and traffic. When it comes to stress regarding traffic, you can do certain things. We have the 4 A's to it. And what are the 4 A's? Let me go to stress. No, I don't want to go into that. I will come back to that. When I get to stress, let me know. Am I on stress? Yes, good. When it comes to stress, you can decide as much as possible, traffic stress, avoid it. But naturally, that word, when they say avoid stress, you can't avoid stress. Generally. Why? Even when you sleep, you are stressed. Your heart is beating, your brain is functioning. That's why you are dreaming. So when people tell you avoid stress, that means you are dead. It just means you are dead. And another myth I want to break today is that oftentimes when we sleep and sometimes we feel as if somebody is pressing us down, we start saying, when I was sleeping, somebody was pressing me down. It's like it's a lie. Oh. It's a lie. Oh. Let me tell you what is happening to you. So people already say, ha, it has happened to all of us. So let me tell you what is happening to you. We call it sleep paralysis. So people that started ha, they are more on this line. So let me face them. So we call it sleep paralysis. So let me tell you the story behind it. As you sleep, I said 2 major organs are working. You are practically dead. Your heart and your brain. When you begin to wake up, I don't want to go into the medical words because there's what we call rapid eye movement sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep. Sleep is in 4 stages. Let's not go into that. Let me tell you what is good that you will learn. When you begin to start waking up, you are also getting aroused about your environment. What they call this thing that normally crawls around the house. War gecko may be looking like a crocodile. Then if your light in the room is not so bright, dim, your curtain may be looking like a ghost. A small light from your restroom, toilet to you may be looking like one wide hellfire. Things will be intensified around you. So you're looking, especially those that sleep with their head up. That is people that will feel as if somebody is pressing them now. Most times. So the things around you, if it's your ceiling fan or your light bulb, may be looking as if something is holding you down. It's sleep paralysis. Nobody is pressing you down. Nobody is pressing you down. Leave the witches and wizards in your village. Nobody is doing you. Nobody is doing you. Nobody. Truthfully, when you wake up, you will be wondering what was really pressing me down. It's because you are getting awake, you are getting aroused. I said you were practically dead. So you are getting aroused, everything is intensified, every sound is increased. So nobody, please know that today. Know that no witches or wizards are after you. We know okay, somebody said they let them be, but in that your sleep, it wasn't witches and wizards that were holding you down. So let's narrow down to traffic stress. When it comes to traffic stress, because it can affect our lives a whole lot. In that aspect, you can begin to avoid by maybe listening to the radio to know where the traffic is, or if it's a place that you can easily get the thing and deliver to you. That is why e-commerce business is spreading. Konga, Jumia, okay, let's no longer Konga. Udala, Jumia, e-commerce business. You order, they get it across to you if you do not necessarily have to be there. You can go to the second or third A, which is either to accept, adjust, or adapt to the stress. What does that mean? When you are in such a traffic, you can begin to call people that you've not called for a long period of time. You can listen to your radio. You can listen to a podcast. You can listen to, audio Bible verses. But of course, if, as we're coming today, we couldn't jump ahead of the car ahead of us. We couldn't leave our car and say, let us be trekking down. We accepted the situation, hoping that things will change. So the 4 A's in managing stress: avoid, adjust, adapt, and finally accept. In everything that is stressing you, you must make sure you look at these things. Because stress cuts across all health challenges. All. Everything that you go through, most times, there's always an atom of stress in it. So you are eating very well, you've done your medicals for the year, things are all right. Because you are stressed, you can break down. Because you are stressed, you can have headache. Because you are stressed, you may not even have the focus to do what you want to do. The clarity will not even be there. Sleep may be an issue at that point in time. So stress is a big, big factor we must look into. But I want us to go into this. Please describe this man for me. Let's describe this man. For me, he's a handsome young man. That's why I say everybody describe your own. Me, I've described mine. Who is describing for me? Also there. Okay, who else has another thing to say about this handsome young man? Sir? They are pressing the man. He said they are pressing the man. You see, he's still in that realm of somebody is pressing him in his sleep. Instead of it to leave that story, he's still there. Oh. What is happening to this handsome young man? Oh, sorry. Please, somebody help me out. Okay, it's not the same thing. Okay, so that's different. This handsome young man, yes, ma'am. Very happy man. Who is speaking for us here? Sir, what did you say? Okay, somebody has used an adjective. He said, ugly, happy man. I don't know what he saw in him that he felt he's ugly. Because of his teeth. That teeth has carried him to America. Yes, sir. suffering and smiling. Did Fela see this? Fela has gone long time ago, but you know when he was singing that song, no suffering and smiling, quite a number of us are suffering and smiling. And that is why we have that picture. We want to use this picture to describe our mental health. And why it is very important we prioritize it. Because if you neglect it, it can be the issue or the reason why you are going through current challenges and you do not know why. So should we say in this hall we all have mental health? Administrators, do we all have mental health? Who is confused? Who doesn't understand what it is to have mental health? Okay, who is sitting on the fence? Okay, what is she even talking about? Who amongst us yet think we have mental health? I didn't say good or bad. We will come to that, but generally, do we all have mental health? We all have mental health. So, but we now later distinguish whether it is now good or bad. Good, I like this group. We all have mental health. Why? Because the definition is the state of well-being where you, number one, has the ability to identify your potentials in life. Secondly, the ability to deal with the day-to-day stressors of life. Thirdly, the ability to work productively and fruitfully. Last but not the least, the ability to give back to the society or back to your community. That's just what mental health is. But when we hear the word mental, we even wait to hear health. Yaba. Arrow. You can't stand on the road and say, arrow, 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 arrow. No car will stop for you. Because the taxi man's mind is, this one might have escaped too. No, I'm not carrying this one. But when you say Yaba, nobody may be Tejo show, it may be, but of course when you say Yaba left. But you know the reality about this Yaba left now. For those in Lagos and those that know Lagos well, Yaba left and Yaba right. Where is the problem right now? Think about it. Yaba left and Yaba right. Where is the problem right now? Yaba right. Is Yaba right? That's where we have the Agberos, the killing, the chaos. Who has ever been to Yaba Psychiatric Hospital? Not on admission. Not on admission. You went to visit somebody. How was it? Was there chaos? The wards they were clean. The patients are coordinated. Yes, sometimes some of them may be violent, but you sitting down here, you can be violent too now. Somebody vexed you, won't be violent. And I want to quickly say the violence people with mental illness have is most times not towards you. It's most times not towards you. It's oftentimes towards themselves. Because they could be hearing voices talking to them and they are confused. They are obeying those voices. They may be angry. Why am I hearing voices that others are not hearing? So the anger most times is towards themselves, not towards you. It's because of the fear. You will not try to attack them. They will attack you. Go back and think about this statement. They are not most times attacking you. It's themselves. So for Lagosians and those that know Lagos very well, Yaba right is where the confusion is now. Yaba left is calm. At least those ones have come to where they can receive treatment. We all have mental health in this hall. Why did I say versus? We do not all have mental illness. Why? Because statistics have shown that 1 out of every 4 Nigerians, we have a mental illness in their lifetime. Will have does not mean you must have. We have just means that for some reasons you are at risk. Maybe father or mother has a mental illness, uncle, grand auntie, somebody in the family. Maybe you are as a child you experience child sexual abuse. Maybe as a child you experience death of one or both of your parents. Maybe as a child you came from a home where there is domestic violence. These are what we call predisposing factors that can make you be at risk. Now that you are working, settled, married, your marriage may be your trigger. Your workplace may be the trigger. Stress around the environment may be the trigger. Financial issues may be the trigger. But you are already at risk as a child. So you are more at risk. And that is why they said 1 out of every 4 will have. Does not necessarily mean you will. But as it is now, 1, 2, 3, so you can count around yourself. If you are 5 in a group, I want to say something. Who are the 5? Who are the first 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count. Who are the first 5 now? Hold your friends around you. Like, I want to say something good, or maybe I want to share money now. So you people are 5. 1 out of these 5 set of people is currently depressed. Who are the second 5? Who are the second 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 out of that 5 is currently depressed. The third 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 out of them is currently depressed. You know what? Most of you will say, it's not my portion. God is in control. Let me tell you the type of depression I'm talking about. It's not the depression you see that man on the street. It's not the depression you see the person eating from garbage or going naked. And that is why I said we will narrow down to our mental health, because that is totally, if not most times, ignored. We value the physical health because that is what we understand. But the mental is very key. You must prioritize it. A lot of us can be depressed, but there's what we call smiling depression. Do you know it is easy to smile than to cry? It is easier for you to smile than for you to cry. Because if you smile, everybody think everything is fine. But the moment you start crying, this whole hall now will scatter. Why is she crying? Please, come, take her to the side corner, take her to the admin's office. Let's get... But when you are smiling, you may be dying. But nobody really knows. And you are wondering why there's increase in the rate of suicide. People smile. But when the doors are shut, when everybody goes to sleep, what goes through their minds? And that is why for everyone you meet, please just be nice, because you do not know what they are going through. Just be nice to people. People are going through a whole lot, but they are putting up appearances. They are smiling. They are laughing because they are weak. So gatherings like this are very good. Because now they are interacting, they are seeing people, there are a lot of life-sharing experiences, there are lectures. But when they go to their rooms, it takes seconds for somebody to kill him or herself. So I don't like people when they use the word commit. I'm sure we have lawyers amongst us. Lawyers in Nigeria know if you attempt to kill yourself and you don't die, you go to prison for 1 year. It's still a crime in Nigeria. It's a misdemeanor. So you attempt, die. You are alive, prison. So please, we need to understand certain things. Be nice to people because they are dealing with a whole lot. And your statement, your words, your reaction can either make this person or break that individual. So depression in our society is on the increase. Suicide is on the rise. And let me tell you, for those of us that are parents here, or aspiring parents, or even guardians, the suicide we are seeing from the research. So Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, they have a research group, SOFIN. And some of us that are in private practice and others, we kind of work with them and see what they are doing. And the report we get is that the suicide increase in Nigeria is actually more amongst our teenagers. So our children, we really need to pay attention. We need to be intentional in our parenting now. I don't want to dwell into parenting because truthfully this talk, if I want to dwell into it, is more going down the parenting skills, what you need to do. When your child is telling you, I need help, don't tell the child, I'm paying school fees, you eat, you have a roof over your head. How can you tell me you are depressed? Our children are more technologically savvy than us. They interact. They see what is happening. So they tell you, I need counseling. Oftentimes, they may not want you as a parent to talk to them because most times you are even emotionally involved. You may not really understand. And some of us as parents, we are not even available. So let them talk to somebody that will not criticize them, that will not judge them, and they will give them the right advice while you are there to guide, also support and pray. So please, it's very key. That depression, I will say it again, is not that man on the street. It's not that man that is naked or that woman that is eating trash. People may be here, even if they are not taking medication, they may be having what we call mild depression. Mild depression means you will be sad. So we have the mild, moderate, and severe. It's when we get to the moderate, severe, okay, but mild, you may be going through some challenges now. You just know you are not happy, but you don't understand why. You don't. So this is the reason why we are talking about this. So that if 2, 3 days, 4 days, you are still sad, 5 days, 1 week, and this sadness is ongoing, please get help. And it doesn't negate the fact that you haven't been praying or fasting. It does. One of the symptoms of depression is loss of interest in things ordinarily you love to do. So even if you are a pastor, at that point, you may not want to pray. It's not because of you. It's because of that symptom, which is loss of interest in things ordinarily gives you pleasure, things that make you happy. So don't feel that, oh, in fact, when people are depressed, some of them will come and say, look, God hates me. I've done everything for God. I don't know why God will make me. It's not you. It's chemical imbalance in the brain. It's not about you. And it may just need somebody to talk to, or a counseling session, or 1 or 2 pills, and there's a balance and you get your life back. So please don't accuse people and say you are not praying enough. That is why you are depressed. No. It's a chemical imbalance. So if you understand this, you will encourage that person. And if you do not have the right words to tell that person, just tell the individual, I am here. Don't start telling him or her, you are not, it's like, your faith it hasn't been so strong these days. You belong to the world. I don't understand you. You start making the person feel as if you are just reenacting the fact that people don't like him or her. And before you know what's happening, the person will just go kill him or herself. So please, let's be wary of what you say around people that are going through issues. Don't make them feel like they have left God, or God has left them, or they are not prayerful enough, or they haven't been fasting. Somebody that is depressed, let's fast for 21 days. One of the symptoms of depression is loss of appetite, poor sleep, general state of unwellness. So you think you have malaria. That is the truth. So that's why I said if you keep treating malaria, treating typhoid, changing hospital, changing doctor, it's no longer malaria. Find out if you are depressed. It's no longer, because the symptoms of depression mimic the symptoms of malaria in our society, because we have malaria in the sub-Saharan Africa. So you have to be very, very careful when dealing with that. And of course, I like the fact that our pastor talked about sleep, that if you are sleeping for 5 hours, it means you are lazy. Hey, we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Oh. At least sleep 12 o'clock or 11 p.m. Wake up 5 or 6. You've had some 6 to, 7. We understand that 7 to 9 hours may look as if you are lazy. But some of us genuinely need that. And that is why sometimes when you hold your phone may just switch off on you. The phone will switch off because the phone needs to also reboot. We need to sleep. But you are your own time clock. Know the time to sleep. Know the time, So if, for example, thank you very much. If, for example, you do not have adequate sleep during the week, don't use your weekend to be going for Owambe. Use your weekend to recuperate. If that wedding is not somebody that will tell you didn't come for my wedding, rather ask the bride or the groom, who is your friend amongst the people who are wedding, send me your account number, send them money. They will appreciate you more than you going to kill yourself. Haven't you eaten jollof rice before? Stay in your house and have that good sleep. Compensate for the times you have lost. It's very key, because we have found out that poor sleep is a gateway to most emotional ill health. Either you are not sleeping well, or you are not even sleeping at all. So the best thing you should check your quality of sleep is, when you sleep and wake up, do you feel refreshed? The moment you don't feel refreshed, even if you sleep for 20 hours, you are not sleeping well. It's the refreshness of the sleep, and also why we advise for power naps. Power naps are very good. You feel sleepy between that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I talked about, and you don't have much work, you can take a full dose of power nap, 10, 20 minutes. You see yourself getting very energized. In the night, to do what you have to do. But of course, I do understand that women are known to be multitaskers. Women, let me not tell you, that is a myth. We can multitask, but studies have actually shown that since we do a whole lot of things at the same time, we need more sleep. How many women sleep more than men? When a woman says she's going to bed by 8 p.m., 10, 11, she will eventually go to bed. She will arrange the children, she will go to the kitchen, she will do this. The moment a man finishes watching Channels News, 10 to 11, honey, I'm going to bed, he will hit the bed. Most times. So women, if you multitask a lot, you actually need to sleep more, for you to get your brain functioning well. So please, our health is very key. These slides are going to be available, so it's something that you can go through. So I needed to talk about our diet, our health, our sleep, and of course exercise, and narrow down to mental health, so that we understand that mental health and physical health, they are as important as one. Don't take your physical health away from your mental health. Please don't. Because somebody that is hypertensive, because of he has lost his level of functioning, can get depressed. And somebody who is depressed can as well also have cancer or become hypertensive. It's interwoven. They are intertwined. You can't take your physical health away from your mental health. Please understand that. To round up this, I want to round up with a quick exercise. How many of us are married? Almost all of us, right? So for those that are not married, this is the time for you to quickly evaluate, rethink, shine your eyes, fast and pray over it. Most importantly, talk about it. Why am I saying this? So a lot of us raised our hands, we are married. How many of us are married women with 3 children and more? 3 children and more. No, we are very prim and proper. We ladies are like this. So, and the men, your wives may not be here. How many of we men have, okay, how many of the men, not women? Hey, hello, I'm a woman, very proud one. How many of the men here have 3 children and more? 3 children and more. So your wives are not here, right? Most of you, So you go home and evaluate her on these 4 very important risk factors to having depression worldwide, including Nigeria. So it's a test you will do. Go with your answers and speak truth to yourself. Don't be blinded. Just know that this is actually happening to me, and I do not want it to also happen to somebody. So let me make sure I spread the gospel. So for you that is married, 3 children and more, one of the risk factors for depression as a married woman is if one or both of your parents died before you were 8 years old. It automatically means somebody is going to bring you up. Maybe your mom will now marry another man, or your father will marry another woman. You will grow up with grandmommy, somebody will take care of you. You are too young to take care of yourself. Another very important risk factor is if you have 3 children and more, right? That are 11 years below. Who has ever traveled with 3 children? 11 years. Alone as one of the mothers. It's stress. It's a whole lot. It's a handful. That is the second risk factor. The third risk factor, so the men should be writing it down too, so that you go and you already know, okay, I have 3 children. If you didn't know that your wife's parents, they are still find out. The third one is if you are not working at all, or you are just working within the home environment. It means you are not interacting a lot with people outside, like this kind of gathering now. You are not really interacting. You are just within the home environment. It's a depressing symptom too. It can depress you because you are not having what we call social inclusion, social integration with people. And last but not the least, the reason why I said the men are very important is that as a married woman, if your husband or your spouse or your partner is not your friend, you are at risk. So it's a deliberate thing now. As a married woman, your husband has to be your friend. As a married man, please be a friend to your wife. Now you know there are risk factors that says that if you are not her friend, you will make her more at risk. And the issue with that is that a depressed woman or a depressed mother or a depressed wife will nurture your children with unhappiness. And the children will begin to think that that is the norm, that is okay. If they are not even maternally deprived of love, because they may not even understand what is happening to them. Because women are natural nurturers. God has given us that gift. So if that woman is not happy, she can't give what she doesn't have. So the 4 again, death of father or mother before the age of 8, 3 children 14 years below, 3 children 14, no, not 11, 3 children 14 years below. Third one, not working at all, not working within the home environment. Last but not the least, if the husband, partner, or spouse is not her friend. If the woman already has 2 out of these 4, she is more at risk of having depression. But the good news, depression is treatable. It's not a death sentence. It's just like hypertension. It's just like diabetes. It's just like cancer. But what we encourage each and every one of us to do today is that as you go to do your general medical checkup, also screen for depression. Screen is just a 10-man questionnaire. And if you think you can't ask your doctor to do that, go on your Google Play Store or go on your Apple Store. I like the fact our pastors talked about apps. There is an app there, it's Nigerian name, called How Body, meaning how are you? I think they've done, let me look at it. I think that is it. How Body. Yeah. It's on Google Play Store, it's on Apple Store. Just take questions. In your quiet time, go on it, download it, go to the patient or personal health questionnaire. 10. Download and find out. It will give you the right answer immediately. Because if we here don't take care of us, who will? Thank you very much.
Please, one more time, let's appreciate Dr. Memuna Kadiri. What a wonderful session. We've gotten consultancy free to know if our wives are depressed. But I'm sure every one of our wives, they are very okay. They take care of our... I'm trying to download from my Google Play Store How Body, but I'm sure my body is fine. All right, we'll take 2 questions because we need to do something immediately. Doctor is here. If she leaves this stage, that consultancy will come with some money. So now that she's on this stage, you have questions based on her teachings or any other health issues you just want to raise to her. Please just come forward. The normal way we'll do it. We have our brother coming. Anybody, I thought, okay, you want us to read it, please pass it down. I thought more of the sisters will come out in this session. Okay, we'll have one of our brother come in. And I think we'll stop there. We'll stop there. So that doctor can make more money. So when people want to see Anna, you pay consultancy fee.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Praise the Lord. I want to ask about the effect of fluoride on brain damage. Because we've heard that over in other countries, you need to have fluoride anyways in your body system, but it has to be in little amounts. But in other countries, they already have the quantity of fluoride they need in the water content they drink. But they say in Nigeria, we don't have that fluoride content in the water, so therefore we have to use toothpaste that have fluoride. And this fluoride, when ingested, especially by children and some people, have negative impact on our livers and the likes. So what is your take? Should we be at the risk of taking these toothpaste that have fluoride, or take those ones that do not have fluoride and they still have others like chlorophyll? But what is your take on that?
Okay, thank you so much for the... okay. Please, you talk about the sleeping paralysis. I remember when we were young, in those days, when we were asked to wake up from our sleep, we suddenly wake up and take a broom and begin to sweep the clay or look for a mosquito anywhere. Just maybe that's the sleeping paralysis. That's okay. And also, I want to you mention about those people in the mental challenges, the hearing voices. Is it because of the sleeping paralysis, or what is the point of that voices they are hearing? So I want just more enlightenment on that. Thank you, ma'am.
You want to take the last one? Okay. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Ma, you advise us to do a medical, all-round medical checkup. I discovered that most of us, when we go to the hospital and we inform our doctors that, especially this health insurance like HMO and whatever, that we want to do general checkup, they will ask you, what is wrong with you? And most of the time, they will not even attend to us. I don't know what advice can you give to us. Some of us will have to take an extra mile to go to outside hospital so that we can be examined generally. So what can you advise? Because I know majority of us here, we are facing that situation. Thank you.
Okay, we have some questions here. One said, is warm hands signs of stress? This is when your palm is always warm. And then the second question is, why do you wake up in the morning and feel pains all over? Please, is there any link with depression and premenopausal symptoms, premenopausal issues in women? And please, what causes sleep apnea and how do you manage it? Good. So, no, so that I won't forget. So fluoride, the truth is that, yes, toothpaste has fluoride, and that's why they encourage us to use fluoride landing toothpaste, not necessarily for, I don't know, dejection you talked about, it's merely to brighten the teeth. So toothpaste is not something you should eat. It's not, but sometimes mistakenly, even as adults, you find out that you will be brushing and you swallow some, especially maybe you are choking or you are talking. Not some of us now these days, phone is like our middle name. You wake up, you hold phone. You wake up 2 a.m. to go to the restroom, you check. Did the world come to an end when I was sleeping? I don't know. I think that spirit, you should leave it. Take your phone away, because I didn't want to go into that. That light from the phone can distort your sleep. It's not good light. Take your phone, and it has radioactive waves. Even if your phone, except your phone is switched off or airplane mode, it will emit some radioactive waves, and that can be disturbed. It can keep your brain awake. So fluoride, the truth is not just about the injection or how it affects. The main thing is the brightening of the teeth. But as much as possible, take fluoride laden toothpaste to use, not the one without fluoride. It's very key. The second question is hearing voices, and does it affect your sleep, or does it have any link with sleep paralysis? The thing about hearing voices, you can hear voice, but the thing is, almost all of us here, if you walk, sometimes you don't say that somebody has called your name. You say, who called my name? So the average African man is paranoid. You know, and you can't, because this is the youth center and we are in Rccg, you may see this and pick it up. On the main road, you will not. You will first look, Even if there are dollars and pounds sticking out from the envelope, let me not come and turn to go to or yam. You will not pick it. So averagely we are. But hearing voices, when it comes to medicine, we are talking about hallucination. Hearing voices that others are not hearing. Others, and the voices can be in different sensory modalities. Hearing it, some people may tell you they are seeing voices, some people may tell you they are doing so, but it's merely auditory, and it has nothing really to do with your sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, it's a bigger body, but some people may begin to hear heightened sounds. It's not hallucination. It's not like you are hearing voices. A pastor can tell you, I'm hearing the voice of God. Will you not say the person has hallucination? It only take an expert to delineate hearing the voice of God and hallucination. And that is not just one thing to say this person has a mental illness. As the person change in the way he's behaving, are there some other behavioral issues you are seeing in that individual? So it's not related. Hearing voices is quite different. The third person asked, please, who can remind me the third? Before this question, there was a third question.
HMOs.
Okay, HMO. Who are the doctors here? Is there any other doctor in the house? The truth is that health insurance scheme is run by people in business. So if actually, I'm trying to look for a good way of saying it because I'm in the health sector and I don't want to be here saying HMO is good. It reduces our cost, and we are in different packages. It may be silver, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, depending on which one you go. So yes, it may be a hindrance, because when you go and say you want to do full medical check, which platform are you in? Which package are you in? Does it cover that? But please, as you sit here, as far as you are in this hall, insist I know I'm not feeling, I know I am well, but the package I'm in can cover my total medical check. Insist to have it. Because by December 31st, you don't utilize your money, the money goes back to the company. You don't have to wait. So because most of us always wait until we are ill, and you may never be ill. Even if you have malaria, you buy anti-malaria yourself. So why can't you go and say, look, I'm on a package, I can do my medical check. The package you are in have what it entails. The ones it covers, do it. The one it doesn't cover, you can pay to do it somewhere. But make sure you do it and insist on it. Please don't say because they say you should, it's an attitude problem. Don't let somebody give you attitude when it comes to your health. It's very integral to you. You are not sick now. Why do you want to do medical check? I just want to have my health status checked. You are not abusing the person. You are not arguing. I just want to have my health status checked. My package covers it. And I demand to have it. You have it. Because if not, it becomes an issue. It's your money, you lose it. So please, state it, say it as it is, and get it done. We have the questions here. Warm hands, is it a sign of stress? No, it's more of cold extremities. Warm hands, it depends if you are if you are going through what we call anxiety. So it may be a whole lot that you are sweating more. But if it is always warm hands and sweaty, find out what is making you always anxious. It is not always. It can come. Maybe you are going through some level of tension or going through some issues. It may just be intermittent, but not always. If it's always, you should get yourself checked. And if for any reason, apart from the sweaty palms, maybe you are having other things you notice, that is a good basis for you to say, okay, there's something wrong. But generally, no. Another thing I will also say is that it's also very good to have your thyroid checked, because the symptoms of depression also mimic the symptoms of thyroid issues, especially for women. So in our facility, if you come as a woman with depression, we always tell you to go and do thyroid screening. Because if it is a thyroid issue, you may be thinking it's depression. And once it's a thyroid problem and you are medicated on it, so make sure the thyroid function or hormone is regulated, the depressive symptoms will also go. So this person should actually also check if it may be a thyroid issue. Because there's hyperthyroidism, there's also hypo. Why do you wake up in the morning and feel pains all over the body? When you sleep, your mind is also supposed to sleep. Some of us, we sleep, our minds are calculating plenty things. School fees, house rent. So you sleep, your mind is not sleeping. There's a disequilibrium. You wake up in the morning, you feel all your body is aching, you as if you have been running. There's a disequilibrium. So try to sleep and let your mind also sleep. It just means the statement I made when I was talking about sleep is you can sleep for 20 hours. As far as it is not refreshed, you are not having good sleep. So this person, sleep is not refreshed. Waking up with pains all over your body. And it's not 1 day, it's not 2 days. Find out what the problem truly is. Are you falling ill? Is there anything disturbing you? Are you thinking of something? The moment you start overthinking, you are stressed. So please find out what it is. The other question is depression linked with premenopausal? Yes, please. If it's a woman that asks this question, yes. Sometimes when you are going through premenopausal period, you may be having all those hot flushes, your mood swings, you just be a bit irritable, but that doesn't mean you are depressed. I like the fact he said premenopausal. Yes. So you can just meet the doctor and say, okay, I'm going through this. And they will say, no, these are premenopausal issues. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So it's an awareness. You already know it is not depression, but premenopausal. And the last question here is Please, what causes sleep apnea and how do you manage it? So there's what we call obstructive sleep apnea. These are people that they sleep. Sometimes you may have a friend or a partner or a brother or sibling who has that. They wake up as if they are gasping for breath. In fact, sometimes they have so much sleep difficulties, they can actually die. So we tell those kind of people, sleep in the left lateral position, and there is treatment for it. Sleep apnea is also in that hard body. Insomnia, there's a section on sleep and sleep apnea. It's common, but people often ignore it. They just say, okay, maybe I'm not sleeping well, or somebody is snoring so deep, and you'll be thinking it's snoring. It may be the sleep apnea that is causing this. So is the snoring that is a symptom that you are seeing? You are not noticing that it is much more than just the snoring. So please, it's something that is a medical condition that can be managed. Don't let it get to a stage where there are complications or there are issues. It can be managed. But of course, it must start with your sleeping position, the pillow, type of pillow you use to sleep, the sleeping environment, and of course, you can go to a sleep lab. Now in Nigeria, we have what we call sleep hospitals. They are just for sleep. They can monitor you, they can do tests for sleep and know how and what you can do to manage it. But please, if you ask this question and you're actually going through it, don't take it lightly. Go get help for that. Because it may be so disabling that you may become anxious, you may not be sleeping well. I know when you are not sleeping well, it's a gateway to other medical conditions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dr. Memuna, we really appreciate this session, and it was indeed edifying. It's commonly said that health is wealth. So whatever global thinking you intend to exercise, or acting locally or internationally, it takes a healthy person to do that. And we are grateful that such session was put together in this conference, and I'm sure we were blessed by her teaching and experience. So she's also giving us an app that you can do your own personal checkup in case your HMO is not covering for checking depression. But I'm sure everyone here is alive and well, and the Lord will continue to preserve us in Jesus' name. All right, we'll quickly be rewarding the early birds before our director will come to help us in next session. We'll be rewarding the early birds. We'll just do that quickly while they're setting up for the NIM induction. The first person that came in from Rivers Province 9, not by 3 a.m., not by 2 a.m., 6 a.m. exactly. The person came in at 6 a.m. exactly. Emanuela Ibiamu, you can come forward from Rivers Province 9, 6 a.m. Godwin Okorie from Rivers Province 9, 6 a.m. Ademi Tikun Justice, 602 from Delta 12. Alade Samuel, Delta 12, 602. Theophilus Ogwamanam from Bayelsa 2, 604. Adeyeba Ilesami from Kaduna 2, 604. Oturu Foma Cherish, Delta 8, 605. Lawal Oluwatoyin from Edo 9, 657. Sister Fola Shade from Ogun 9, 657. Akinola Mudupe, Lagos 41, 657. Mati Lukoro Aduolu from Lagos 21, 657. And Nitami Omo from Region 13, headquarters, 657. Paul, I think this should be, okay, Paul Jacob from Adamawa, 7 a.m. Bolaniwa Adeni from Lagos 23, 702. Oscar Ochuku from Taraba, 705. Enoch Afo Lagboyi from Sokoto, 720. Adegun Olatunde from Ondo 9, 720. Uju Dim Steve from Enugu 2, 722. And last but not the least, Gift Matthew from Region 5 headquarters, 720. So if these guys don't even win anything with the raffle ticket from ICRA 2019, they've won something. Raffle ticket sales are still ongoing, and it goes for 300 naira. We have said the gifts are quite mouth-watering than what we saw last year. And the raffle is going to be done tonight at the dinner night. So please, if you're interested, get your raffle ticket so you go back with that TV or the generator or the microwave. Please, the two of you, you just follow our sister and see Pastor Johnson. You get your own gift as early birds. Thank you very much. Please, one more time, let's appreciate our own director, Pastor Over, as he comes, takes us into the next session. Let's appreciate him. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for Jesus. These are prayers that you will not be tired in Jesus' name. Please put your hands together for Jesus. Okay. Less than 1 hour from this very hour, we'll be concluding this particular program, and we'll be able to go home, rest, and come back. We told you that there will be induction for our brothers and our sisters that God has assisted, God has helped, and they have been able to scale through going through the examination route, the NIM, Nigerian Institute of Management programs. And because of the favor the Lord has granted the church, the whole NIM team, led by the president and the chairman of council, they are in our midst this particular afternoon. Please put your hands together for Jesus. Please clap your hands for Jesus. So we want to ask that the protocol should please usher in the team so that we can do a formal introduction, and then we can go into this next program. I want to thank our dear doctor that God has used to enlighten us the more about how to live a better life so that we can last long. Because if you don't live a better life, then you will not last long. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So I want to thank every one of you for coming. And we are praying the year 2020, as God liveth, God has not come by that time to come and take us away. We will all be alive to be here in Jesus' name. Please, let's settle down as we go into this particular phase. We have in the house this particular afternoon the AGO in charge of admin and personnel, Pastor Johnson Odeshula. Please put your hands together for Jesus, for him. And we want to take the privilege of his being in the house to please invite him to please come and help us to formally introduce the president and the chairman of council, NIM. Please, can you put your hands together for Jesus as our daddy, Pastor J. Odeshola, as a please come forward. God bless you. Let's put your hands together for Jesus. Just let's all be standing.
Please kindly take your seat. I'm sure that God has been blessing you. I expected the the administrator for this place to be a bit quiet and to limit the moment, limit movement here and there. This afternoon we have great people of influence and people with wealth of experience and experiences. They are not just scholars, they are also professional. So